My name is Taylor Morrison, and this is my second journal for Practicum. I am at Kitty Stone Elementary School in Jacksonville. I'm in the first grade with Miss Wanda Ramsey. The reading program that Kitty Stone uses for their preschool, kindergarten, and first grade classes is Scott Forsman Reading Street, and it's published by McGraw-Hill. They've been using it for about 8 years now, and most of the teachers really seem to like it. They don't use any other programs to supplement this because Reading Street comes with Basil-like readers, a test assessment handbook, all their spelling work, laid out stations, their sentence writing work. It comes with an ELL teacher guide, fresh reads for differentiated practice, and it also has guide and tests for Alabama end of the year standardized tests, which come in the SAT-10 and ARMT format for the students. So basically everything that the first grade teachers do at Kitty Stone for reading and language arts comes from Scott Forsman Reading Street. Miss Ramsey's reading block, the first section is for an hour and 15 minutes. It's from 8 to 9:50 in the morning, but then they also have Tier 2 intervention from 9:50 to 10:20. So really she has about 2 hours and 20 minutes in the morning that she does their reading and language arts, and then she pulls them for their different groups in the morning for their different reading groups. And then she also has another Tier 2 intervention time in the afternoon for 25 minutes. So in a day, she can spend up to 2 hours and 45 minutes in a reading block. Her groupings are based off student ability. So her high students, which are labeled as polar bears, are in one group. Her middle students are labeled as penguins, and the low students are labeled as pandas. There's 5 to 6 students in each group, with the high group having 7. One of the students moves between the middle and high group depending on what the material is. The Tier 2 intervention, like I said, happens after the reading block for about 30 minutes, and then again in the afternoon there's another 25 minutes that she has set aside for Tier 2 intervention, but some days during the week that is considered their travel time, so they will also go to music and the library during that time. So she doesn't always get that second afternoon intervention in. She is using this program because it is provided by Jacksonville's Board of Education, and the curriculum is pre-planned. The whole grade is on the same schedule as far as how they do testing, what things they're teaching, and things like that. Miss Ramsey does like this program. She likes that the whole grade is on the same schedule because it allows the teachers to collaborate better. She also likes that there doesn't have to be anything supplemented. She doesn't supplement anything with this program. She does get some worksheets from Teachers Pay Teachers, but those are mainly used for things outside of the reading block. From what I've seen, I do like this program. I think that it is very appropriate for the students' capabilities in first grade. I don't necessarily like how many quote-unquote tests that they give. They give all their tests on Fridays, which is how the book is set up. And I just feel that sometimes students aren't necessarily ready for their tests on Fridays as they could be if that test day wasn't stressed as much. I would like to see the ELL teaching guide. I think that that's interesting that the program provides that for the teachers. I like that, but I'd also like to look at it to see what it says. a lot of what we are currently learning in Lit Block coincides with some of the earlier work that they've done in first grade, because mainly in our teaching reading class we have talked about emergent readers and how you really jumpstart that love for reading, and that point has almost passed with these students, but not quite. So I feel like I'm seeing the very end of that stage where we've been talking about it from the beginning in classes. And for writing, my students don't write much in their classroom, but they do keep a writing journal, and they do have a science and social studies journal that they write in sometimes. I do see most authentic engagement for the students with the reading program. They are able to connect with it and see the value in what they're reading. They're not always interested necessarily in what they're reading, because the text that the reading program provides are not things that the students are always interested in. The last story that they read for class, a lot of them seem to be very disconnected from. They weren't able to relate, and that reflected on their test scores on Fridays. This program does come with decodable readers, and then the group readers, they're basal-like readers, and they do seem like they're appropriately leveled for this first grade class. There are some students who seem to be struggling with it. They're on the lower end in the class. They're in the Panda group. And from what I'm seeing, the decodable readers do fit these students' needs, but they do struggle with the group reads in their basal-like readers. There's not much technology connected to this reading content that I've seen. It's mostly videos where you can expand their knowledge, but it's not asking the students to interact with it in any way. They're just watching the video. The students seem to be okay with the curriculum. It's not anything that really gets them overly excited, but they don't seem like it's painful for them at the same time to go through. So, I think that this curriculum is good. I feel like it could use some things supplemented just to reach the interests of the students. I do think it meets their needs, but not necessarily their interests.